What's up, y'all? Welcome to this episode of Keep It Positive, Sweetie. And today we are talking about dating women of my caliber. Y'all, this right here is something I've been struggling with, especially as I continue to ascend. Finding the right man that is secure enough, that is ready to date a woman like me, that is ready to date a woman in the industry. It's so many different obstacles that I have to go through to find a mate. And I just feel like I'm in a place in my life where dating is getting harder and harder. Every guy that I date, either they start off really good and then they see how I'm living and like, oh, I can't do this or I can't keep up, I can't do that. So I'm always talking about relationships to my good friend, Cyhi. Hi. Cyhi, y'all.
Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing
I
today?
got Cyhi here with me. We
For
have
sure.
very candid conversations about relationships. So Cyhi,
Yes.
you've seen me. First of all, let's go back into time.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like 2012, 2013?
Mm-hmm.
We collaborated on a song together.
Correct.
That was one of your Black History Month mixtapes.
Yeah, I think it was Black History too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was everybody's favorite one. No, it was Black History 1 was everybody. So that was the one you was on.
Yeah. Okay. So I was on everybody's favorite. You know, that one did really, really well.
Yes.
So that's a little backstory how we actually met. I knew
Mm-hmm.
you when you were working with Boo like a long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've done things from writing for Kanye to whoever. Tell me what you done.
I've written Travis Scott, Kanye's. We worked with Drake's to the, the high echelon of people. But
Yeah,
we're gonna keep it humble.
I love it. There is no, you are a very humble person, but you are
Thanks.
so talented.
Thank you.
I feel like you are one of the most underrated artists of our time. One of the most prolific writers. Like the way you write, spit, like it's insane.
Don't make me blush.
No, you really are, bro. Like
For sure.
you
Thank
got
you.
it, seriously.
Thank
And
you.
I hope that you like continue to put music out. Bless us because we miss it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Album's coming soon.
Oh, there you go. We got it here.
There you go.
We got the official.
There it goes.
Perfect. We needed
Yes.
that. Let's just have a very candid conversation about how this dating life is.
Well, I think, pertaining to yourself, I would say, it's difficult for people that grew up similar to you, like myself.
Mm-hmm.
Both parents raised with certain values, seeing what love really looks like, seeing what family looks like, in a world where a lot of people don't grow up that way. So it's almost a teaching. It's almost like, I would say it like this. You're more like Harriet Tubman, and you come back, you're not going to just say, I'm only going to save the women here.
Okay.
You may have to save a man here as well.
Yeah.
You can't demasculate him if he's at home watching the kids and you're at work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You have to be able to pour that same energy. Oh, you want to start a business like most men would ask their girl, you want to start a business?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's where society has said, man, a man should approach a woman. Like a woman like you should approach a man.
Yeah.
But you got to think like, be judicious about it. Don't just be out approaching guys.
Like,
but
hey,
you know what I mean? But
talk.
if you see someone you like, you have a great conversation to be able to hold the conversation with him and let him know metaphorically that I think you're attractive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus like standing off and just waiting on him to gain the confidence to like walk up to you. You know what I mean?
That's me. That's why I'm still single because I'm waiting on him to come to me.
Yeah.
They don't approach me.
Yeah,
But I agree with that. Sometimes it's funny because a lot of the women that I know that are in successful marriages or relationships ended up shooting their shot first. And I'm like, oh, you shot your shot? He's like, yeah, she shot her shot at me, and here we are, 20-some years later.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so yeah, we've been taught not to approach men.
Right.
We've been taught that a man finds a wife, so it's like you don't go searching for him; he comes to find you. And a lot of times, I feel like we miss out our blessing. We misinterpret the word when it comes to that. It's just so true.
Yeah, because like I said, I wouldn't say the beneficiary, but you're in a great advantageous situation where you have a great job, great career, great family, great upbringing. where you have an abundance. And sometimes you have to do philanthropy with men and figure out who's a good foundation to donate this life to.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
see, I love the way you said you're a rapper even when you're talking.
oh, you know, it's just, you
So
know,
poetic.
my diction is, you know, I couldn't read that well in high school, but hip hop do help you. So don't ever think that hip hop is not a learning tool. But
I love that.
I think that's the biggest thing. It's just you finding, and ladies, it's only one of me, okay? So
It's 1,000 views, it's only
yeah,
one of
it's
him.
only one of me. So don't think you're just gonna go around and get this type of, this education, this relationship education from anyone. This is just me. But
One of one. I
yeah,
gotta ask
one
you
of
real quick.
one.
Did you write that line? It's 1,000 views, it's only one of me.
I would.
You can't remember it? You write, it's like I write so much.
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I plead the fifth. But I think that's what it is. And you know, in our community, I remember back in the day, you had to date who you were compatible with in your neighborhood. Now everybody has access to the world.
I was just saying this.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Without
too
working.
much.
To be able to go and see what was in France, you had to be able to afford a flight.
To get there.
Enjoy yourself, versus everybody can go to St. Bart's with you because all you gotta do is go live. I don't have to go to St. Bart's. Crystal went.
I went with her. I went to the restaurant with her.
Yeah, I went everywhere with her.
Everywhere she went, I was there too. That's so true.
Right. So a lot of those things are what's blocking those experiences with a man or with someone else. So
wow, that's real.
Yeah.
I was just talking to a guy about that, about the overexposure and the endless possibilities and like people that you can talk to. Like as soon as your person like say for instance we were dating and then like you wasn't acting right, it's like cool, I got somebody in my DM right now. It's like so easy to replace. It's like it leaves no room to really like work for things anymore, like you were saying. And that's so true, because I feel like we live in such a time where everything is at our fingertips.
Right.
And at least like when we were growing up, like we didn't have that. There was no social media. We used to write letters to people, like love notes.
Right.
You know, like, yo, I used to write literally 4-page letters to my little boyfriend when I was in high school. And that's a lost art. You know, I feel like, because love is an art in itself, and I feel like we've lost that. And
but do you know why you felt like that about him? Because he was actually your friend. Y'all playing on the playground.
Yes.
Y'all going to school. Y'all riding to school, but you don't know that you're attracted to him, and he don't know you're attracted. Y'all just growing up together.
Yeah.
A lot of times, that's how a relationship should be.
I said that.
Y'all should go to the playground together.
Yeah.
Y'all should do things together as
you
friends.
meet the family sooner. Like when you meet somebody, you had to come get their approval from your family. You know, it wasn't like I can't bring you around my people. Like you know what I'm saying, you really get to know the person, become their friend. I always say that.
But even deeper than the approval, it's almost you almost get a lifetime pass. You don't need the approval. See, approval is if you're inviting a stranger over and you're saying, Mom, if your mom already knew this guy as your friend and y'all just happen to get together, there's no question about it.
There's no question. Like they're already comfortable. They know you're a good person. It's like, oh, that's Joe from down the street. That's Karen's son. Yeah, it's totally different.
So sometimes you got to throw them in the water. Bring them to environments where it's other women. Bring them to, places that he's never been. Just see how he reacts. And you can't look at it like, man, I shouldn't have wasted no money on you. It's like, what you gonna do with it anyway? Buy another bracelet? You know what I'm saying? You might want to buy me a ticket, bro. Let me come with y'all. Like,
right.
And then you will see like, oh, can this guy, interact with, the realm of people I'm around? Does he know how to handle himself? Is he drinking too much out here on this trip? Like, you can learn a lot about somebody just from an invitation.
Right, wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So always look at it like that. Don't look at it as like somebody got to deserve to be in your presence. Almost like, I always tell people, you don't have to earn my respect. You already have it.
You got to keep it.
You don't have to earn my love.
Yeah.
You already have it.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? You just got to keep
like
it.
That. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people like, man, you got to earn my shit. No, I'm cool.
Yeah.
You already got it, sweetheart.
So what do you feel like are like 5 things that like I should look for in a man? Like when it comes to like, okay, yeah, this is a good guy. Like, what do you feel like as a man? You feel like these are qualities of a good man that I should give a chance to. Besides, we already know God, the spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual.
There's a difference between spiritual and God-fearing man.
Yeah.
The spirits be, you know what I'm saying? It can be.
Yeah,
so
for
be
sure.
Clear.
For sure. But you know, like when I speak spirit, it could be religion. I would like to say religion because, you know, if you fear something that you can't see, that means, you know, it's like your mama. She might not see you doing it, but she's like, my mama found out about this, I'm in trouble. Yeah, so
yes, I like that.
Spirituality or religion, then I would think someone that's humble, but someone that's also confident. Like, for example, a martial artist can be humble because he know the pain he can inflict to somebody.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by humbleness and confidence. You gotta have a little paper. You gotta have a little paper, bro.
Listen, just a little.
Just a little paper. Because Crystal could put you in a place where your little paper could turn into some big paper.
Listen, everything I touch multiplies.
You know what I'm saying?
Fruitful.
Exactly. It's fruitful, right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know it wasn't an apple, it was a pomegranate. Okay, it had multiple seeds in that. Okay, and next and last but not least,
Ooh, that was good.
I would say taste. Taste will prevent you from doing miscellaneous things that you shouldn't be doing.
Wow.
Like if Renee's at the table talking about some, man, can you take the string beans off and ordering chicken nuggets at a 5-star restaurant, you know he gonna order a thought from Backpage. Your taste level too low. Stop. Eat something that you ain't used to. Eat some couscous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Try some different things. Yeah. So I think taste, humbleness and confidence, a little bit of paper, and Christ.
Yeah. We out of here.
I mean, I know it's rare.
Meet me at the altar.
Yeah.
Do you feel like men choose monogamy first, or they find a woman and then decide to be monogamous with her?
I think it's both. Great men choose monogamy first.
I agree.
Average men wait and choose it once they find a mate.
Yeah.
I was raised to do the right thing. And that's why I said, like, sometimes, you know, a lot of people live for themselves. I don't live for myself. Neither should anyone live for themselves. Yeah. We should live for Christ or whoever your spiritual leader is and what you can contribute to mankind.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's where you find the true peace. So when a man comes in a relationship, you know, he's looking to like, see if I like this girl, then I'll decide. But you have to have that in your spirit and be practicing that early. Like, quick thing. I'm in my late 30s. I haven't had a girlfriend since my early 20s.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? And what I've learned was I'll be having sex with a girl and wouldn't let her know that she was the only girl I'm having sex with.
Why is that? Why would you?
Just so she stay on her toes, I stay on mine. But I'm gonna do the right thing regardless.
But you want to let her think that like might not be the only one.
Yeah, so and give her the opportunity because I might not be the only one for her. It might be somebody better for her. See, a lot of y'all are suckers, and I'm gonna tell you why you're a sucker. Because you feel like you can go around here and sow your royals, whoever you want to, but then your lady can't do that. You get what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like a lot of relationships go wrong. Like for instance, I always tell this story. If I'm gonna ask my wife, before I'm married, is there any man in the world that you would like to be with? Any stature, we gonna set it up. I'm getting the 4 seasons for you. I'm getting the car service. I'm doing everything for you to have this moment. Really? If that moment is that special and you feel like you can keep up with that moment, I'd rather you have that moment.
Before we get married, or are you gonna be done?
Don't get married at all.
So like, would you still be with her after that
Yeah,
moment?
if she has that moment and was like, it was cool, but it wasn't really what.
Just get it out your system.
Now I know that's mine. Like anything you got to keep a leash on, that ain't yours.
That ain't yours. That is not yours, honey.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so it's
true.
like, I've just always been that kind of guy because I just know that people are flawed. And I don't want to put that much pressure on somebody. And something somebody do naturally is what's really important.
At what point do you feel in the relationship that you're comfortable with the roles reversing, or even being like, you know what I'm saying, not being so masculine and being more vulnerable?
Well,
I know that was an analogy.
I think that is emotion.
Right.
And I think a lot of times women would like for us to vocalize that emotion, but I think that's where the balance comes, because if a nigga start vocalizing his emotions too much, it's like, man, this nigga's a sucker. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say that, but...
But why do you feel like that? I don't feel like if he's like too, you know what I'm saying? Like almost like it's almost like, okay, you acting like a female at this point.
Yeah.
But why is that? Why they have to be a sucker if they start
because
to
my
show
actions should show my emotions. Like, I should be able to cry if something happens and you know why I'm crying.
So you don't want to talk about it?
I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, we can talk about it,
talk through it.
But I'm just saying we can talk through it. But what I'm saying is, when you get a man that you allow to start talking about things, he start coming up with excuses instead of getting it done. And you may not see it like that, but it's almost like, if you allow certain things, human natural, like if we trying to be on a diet, but you keep bringing Fruit Loops in the house and candy, and
right.
Eventually I'm gonna taste a piece, and then that's good. I'm gonna taste another piece. Then I'm just keep tasting the candy. So it's like, I feel like it's something that women just have to learn how to read and not and speak to men when it's not an emotional moment. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't ask me what's wrong when I'm crying.
Well, I mean, what's wrong? That's what you would naturally do.
You'll cry, he's crying, boom, boom, a couple days later, you good? I seen you crying the other day. You straight?
You feel like that works for every man? Because I don't agree with that. I feel like some men do want their woman to be there for them when they are in that space. Like,
hug me, like, rub my back, it's gonna be okay, babe. But to like, really like hash it out, like, worry about it. I don't know if he could attest to this, but I just know from my male friends, it's like we rather go through what we go through and talk about it later or talk about it prior. We don't want to do it in the moment while we're vulnerable. I think what it really is how I look at it is, okay, say if I'm having a rough time at my job, right? Me and you can be communicating on that prior to me getting fired.
Yeah.
So once I get fired, you ain't got to talk to me.
Because I already know.
Yeah, see,
if the communication's there, then yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you used to talking prior to an issue or after an issue, that means y'all have a real bond, y'all have a real friendship, y'all have a real conversation. So if something go wrong, y'all not sitting there like, how to fix this or what do we do? We've already been chopping away at it as companions. See, a lot of times people sit around each other and ain't talking, ain't communicating, ain't praying together. Y'all ain't doing.
They playing video games all day. And
I'm y'all just using each other. Y'all misusing each other. Let's say that.
Misuse.
Because there's nothing wrong with using someone. It's misusing someone. That's the issue. And if you just sitting around your girl playing video games, you're misusing her time.
Yeah.
If y'all not building, if y'all not having, like I have this thing where people kind of, with me, right? I have a bad thing when people say, man, you make it seem like it's all about you. And I say, because when you say you my friend, I'm gonna actually call you and ask you your advice about stuff.
Yeah, wow.
It's just people try to ask me something when I'm asking you something.
Right. Like, I need you
today. I'm using you today, but See, I've been on, you ain't called me in 2 weeks. You could have asked me what you about to ask me when I'm calling you. But you just feel like, oh, he's a celebrity. I'm not going to call him. I don't know if our friendship is real. Is he going to stay on the phone with me and hear my problems? Yes, I am. That's why I'm a friend.
Yeah.
I'm not
No,
just
you are that.
some kind of person that's just like super busy. You know what I mean? Like you're super busy as well, but you make time for people you want to make time
I do,
for.
absolutely. Yeah.
So that's what I think in relationships, that's what it's about. It's about when you have that real friendship, you know each other before the emotional moment, before the distraught or the emergency happen. You know how I'm gonna react in an emergency because we're genuine partners.
Yep.
And I think that's the gap or the vulnerability that, you know, she was saying as well. Like, when do you show that emotion? That emotion is shown prior,
daily,
and after the actual act or incident that may be a real incident in your life. You know what I mean? So if your car break down, you ain't gonna be distraught. You wanna know why? Because I know my dude finna pull up, fix this tire, or get me a Uber, or get me
something.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna be stressed.
Right.
But if you know you ain't that confident, you're like, I loved your show. I mean, am I allowed to say that on here? Okay.
Yeah.
I loved the first episode because whoever wrote that for people to have conversations.
Tyler Perry.
For you to say, go down there and fix that tire, to me, that y'all ain't had that conversation at home.
We had not. And that's something we're like dealing with now in the series is communication. And we realize like we really don't talk about a lot of stuff. Yeah.
So you work, you come home, you gotta cook, you think, you think you're supposed to have sex and all this other stuff. It's like, man, that's a lot on two human beings. So that's my biggest thing is like friendship prepares you for anything in life.
I agree with that's good.
Yeah.
Really good. And
sure.
Friendship is everything.
It's key.
It is.
To all parts of life.
That part, to all parts of life. We're going to segue into a part of the show that is called Positive Outcomes.
Okay.
Where we have someone from our community write in and ask us a question. We're going to give them advice.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So this one says, Crystal, please, can you tell us what the heck is happening with men? I go out with my girlfriends and men don't come up to me. I'm with you, girl. Same thing. I joined dating apps, try that too, and men don't speak after we match. It's like they want me to court them. That's a good one too. I believe a woman should create an environment for a man to feel confident enough to approach her, whether it's a smile or a sweet flirt, but these men just want us to fully pursue them and be the aggressors. I don't know what to do. How can I get back to the dating scene? Lord. Okay, first of all, that was me in it actually may have been the top of 2019. I got on a dating site for the first time. And I was against it. I was like, I don't know who these people are. I'm really big on dating people that are referred to me by someone else. Like at least somebody I know has to know the person I'm dating.
For real.
You know?
Absolutely.
I can't do it. So I tried, I was like, we're going to try something new. I was trying everything that year. I was like, Lord. So I tried it, and it was the same situation as this young lady. I was matching with a few people, and then I really wasn't seeing a lot that caught my eye to even want to swipe up, left, whatever it was, to like be like, okay, we're a match. And then the ones I did never said anything. The matches like never said anything. I had the same, this is crazy. But what do you feel that women need to do? Because I do feel like the same as her, that men are waiting on us to approach them. They want us to be the aggressors. The art of pursuing and courting is gone. Right. So from a male's perspective, what do you feel like she needs to do to get back to dating?
I think provide the environment.
What do you mean by that?
Like, everything can't be about you. It has to be about the environment. Because if the environment isn't inviting, then I don't think it sparks the conversation. So most of the time when people meet, they say, hey, let's go out on a date. Versus, hey, let's go to the skating rink, or let's go to a concert. Let's go somewhere where the environment is dope. Not just me and you there and we trying to get to know each other. You need to just see how he is in the environment, because what'll happen is you'll bring a guy that you're courting to an environment. Let's just say.
No, we ain't. Okay, yeah.
Okay, just say for you.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we got to say for them. So
For them,
say
yeah.
if she's, what could a girl do? Let's say, go to the movies, right? Invite 3 of your homegirls, invite their guy. See if they can invite a guy. And then y'all go to the movies like that.
But it's really no. But what she's asking is like, why do men feel like we have to approach them now? Like, when did the tables turn on that? Have you?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't think it's about approaching. I think it's just providing an environment to be approached.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's like, if you're on a dating site, you know, if we like each other, we're going on a date and it's gonna be me and you.
Yes.
And we gotta get to know each other and we gotta see if we like each other. Versus if you invite them to a football game or somewhere where it's a lot of people, where it could, like, he don't have to just focus on you. He can focus and have a good time in the environment.
Right.
And that might heighten his senses to say, hey, what you doing later on? You know what I'm saying? Or you might be like, hey, I'm about to go. You okay? You about to leave? Like, nah, I ain't leaving.
I'm right here.
I'm right here. Where you going? It's like, I'm about to go home. Oh, we done? Yeah. Oh, I was like, oh, okay, let me walk you to the car. But if it's like, okay, meet me at dinner at Ruth Chris at 9. It's like, oh man, I'm about to get interviewed, interrogated. It ain't a free, like, environment. So I think what women have to understand is, like, you don't have to approach a man. Just invite him to an environment where it's cool for him to approach you, and it's cool for you to approach him. Because a lot of times when people are amongst strangers, they kind of cling to the person they know the most.
They know the most. Okay, so
You know what I mean?
let's take this scenario. Say, because I've tried to make myself more available to go out so I can actually meet somebody, because I will stay in this house and not go. But I'm like, I'm never gonna meet anybody if I stay in the house all the time. What do I need to do when I step out of here? And because it's, first of all, y'all, it is draining trying to, like, get ready to be approached. You gotta get ready, do your makeup, do your hair, dress up, put the heels on. It's a very long process, and then it's not the most comfortable process. You gotta wear the heels all night and trying to be cute. But, like, when you get there, what do we do to, like, for men to be like, oh, like, because what do you, like, when you go somewhere, what is the woman doing that you like, I'm gonna approach her? Like, is there something that the way we need to carry ourselves? Do we need to smile more? Like, I'm trying to figure out what it is that, like, will make a man be like, oh, her. Because I know my presence is felt.
Right.
Like, you're not coming to me. What's up?
Yeah, because, you know, they get distracted by thoughts who don't have that. They're more of an environment person. So what I mean, like, when you had your party the other night, for you to go around and see a group of men and be like, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all good tonight? I'm glad y'all came out. Thank y'all for coming out. Anything you need, let me know.
Yeah.
When you walk off, I'm looking like, damn, Charlotte was kind of right. You know what I'm saying? That's all you need. You don't need a dude just, like, walk up on you. When I say the environment, it's like, that's how you curate the environment of people around you. Then that man will be like, you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot.
So that's inviting.
It's inviting. It's the environment. But like I said, if it's something where I feel like it's just me and you, and I gotta control this whole big house with you, it's just with my personality. Most guys ain't got that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they just reserved, or whatever the case may be. So that's what I think about with all women. I'm having a cookout at the crib. Come over. And it's multiple people there.
Yeah.
It ain't just me and you. And I think that is women a way of approaching a man. It's not actually going into him and asking him like, hey, I like you. I think you're sexy. You know, yada, yada, yada. And then he's going to be like, okay.
You're right.
But if you just create that moment, create that like I said, that environment for men to be vulnerable, for men to be able to feel like, oh, man, I'm an outcast because I don't know anybody. Oh, I know her, the girl who invited me. Hey, what's going on? Thank you, having a nice event. To me, that's the best way I would feel like, because that's why most dancers or strippers succeed with men. Because they'll walk up to them. Need a dance? And most dudes be like, you know what, bitch, I ain't never walked up to me before. Like, yeah, come on over here. You want something to drink? Come on over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then y'all start talking. He talk about his job, and and that's how most successful men end up getting with like waitresses or
and strippers and model girls.
Yeah, model girls, because them the only girls that'll walk up to him and have a conversation and let him know he's of value.
Oh, okay, so we gotta. I see. Okay, I see what you're saying now.
You know
so
what
we
I'm
have
saying?
to. Yeah, we gotta sometimes approach as well.
Just say hello.
Say hello.
A simple hello would be like, oh, dang, she said hello to me. You know what I mean? To me, that is what'll get me, excited to speak to someone.
Okay, I like that. So I would tell a young lady, listen, stay open, continue to go out and try to meet people. The flirting and the smiling, like a little cute, friendly wink is good. But be mindful and intentional about where you're going to make sure that you attract the type of man that you want as well.
Right.
I know for me, I'm very particular about the places I go because I know the type of man that I want to attract. So I would say do that and just
Home Depot. I'll just mess with That's where you need to go.
I met this one guy in Home Goods. I was in the rug section, and you know how you have to push the rugs so you really see it. I didn't know he was in between the rugs, and I kind of smushed him in the middle of the rugs, and he backed up. He was like, "Damn!" I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I was like, "I'm so sorry." What's up? And before I knew it, he was buying my rug, and that same day we went to dinner. And I thought that was going to be a relationship that worked out too. He was a successful man. Crazy, that's crazy. He was a successful man and then ended up having a childhood girlfriend that lived here that he always said he was never going to get married. These are things that I found out as we dated, but was still dealing with her and wanted to deal with me too. And I was like, so that's what we're not doing. You've lost me. Like, go ahead and stay with Shawty from the neighborhood, and I'm gonna exit stage left. But I did meet somebody at Home Goods. Where else did I meet men? The gym. The gym's a good place. I meet men in the gym. But yeah, try to go around places that you feel like you'll meet somebody that's worth your time.
Like I try to provide places, create places. Like I'm saying, when you go to the gym, that LA Fitness created that environment. You didn't really create it.
I am the environment. When you see me,
Yeah. So when I'm saying it's like, hey, I'm having a barbecue. I'm having a
But I'm not about to be having everybody over here. Like, we got to get to know each other before we start pulling
I'm not
up.
just saying here. I'm just saying we can go to parks. Like, people don't do the community things that we used to do prior to the internet. Like, guys shoot they shot on the internet.
They do.
They don't shoot it in person because there's nowhere to shoot it. Like a club, but it's music blasting everywhere. It's like, us as the people, we got to create like festivals and different things that multiple people can come to, and we can talk and have conversations.
Okay, that's another. Okay, I see what you're saying. Like, so we could like basically like create environments where people can come together and meet each other, kind of like mixers.
Yeah.
Things. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. So.
Versus like looking for a spot, because like certain spots have their own audience.
Yeah.
And you go there and they don't have nothing different. You know, you ain't gonna meet nobody eclectic because everybody gonna have on Dolce and fucking Dior and and
Loewe and Margiela.
Yeah. But this on Sunday, like Sunday, I might have on some Crocs and some shorts with a hoodie on and go somewhere. Like I go to pho. I just show up at random phos and
he put me on pho.
Yeah, I just do random things. But I think for women, I would love to say like be creative in those environments. Your homegirls get together. Don't make it just a girls' night. I mean, you do it all the time.
Yeah.
You be having charade parties and all type of stuff.
I do. And I invite a lot of people, and people meet each other there. Yeah. I got to get back to that.
Yeah, that's what you got to get back to.
Yeah. And maybe I'll meet somebody. On this podcast, we like to make sure that everyone is growing. We all going through something, but what are we growing through? So we like to talk about what I'm going through and what I'm growing through, and just give a testimony about where you are in life and how it's been a test and a lesson. Okay. So for me, right now, I'm in a place in my life where I am going through accepting where I am, especially in this dating phase, and understanding that when you touch on it, when it's time and God's timing, it's gonna happen. And what I'm growing through is making sure that all the lessons I need to learn during this time, that I'm grabbing it. So I'm growing and I'm learning at the same time as I go through it. Yeah, what are you going through and growing through?
I think the biggest thing that I'm going through and growing through is removing the devil from my life.
Wow.
Removing disappointment, removing all the things that is attached to that symbol of, like I used to have this thing where like if an artist didn't show up for a video shoot, I'd be like distraught. Now it's like, okay, God don't want no artists in the videos. Like one major artist didn't show up, I scrapped all the artists.
Yeah.
Because God is telling me, why is it so difficult for them to show up? Because I want that camera focused on you.
Wow.
You've yet to focus it. So that's what I'm going through, learning how to remove the devil from my life, remove negativity, and anything that happens to me is a positive thing. Yeah. Even if it hurts, it's positive.
That's real.
Like if you tear your ACL, you need surgery, that first week gonna be hurting, but you know in the long run it's for you to be able to walk better. So I've learned to accept things that are not going my way and understand like God doesn't want me to work with that person. He don't want me to see that person. So I tell people, don't say being the devil's advocate. I hate it. Be an angel, be the Lord's advocate. So that's what I've been that's what I've been going from, removing the devil and being more of the Lord's advocate.
I love that. You were definitely raised in the church.
Absolutely.
Love that. I love that. The next thing we're going to do is we always take something that we took from the show and we say, keep it blank, sweetie. So we fill in the blank. And from this episode, something that really stands out when it comes to relationships is friendship. So I would say, keep it friendly, sweetie.
Keep it friendly.
Because the friendship is definitely like the foundation of a solid relationship. What would you say?
Keep it friendly. I love that. It's so much into that. It's so much. I mean, you kind of know, like me and her are very good friends, so she knows a lot about my dating life as well.
Yes.
And one thing about me, like every girl I've ever dated, we're still friends.
Yep.
I can still call on them as a friend, and they can call on me as a friend. And my biggest saying is, I'll be at your wedding or in your wedding.
I know that you do say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said
and that's
that
what I really mean. It's like, I'll be there to support your wedding, or I'll be the dude walking you down the aisle, however you want to play it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's when you truly love someone, when you can see that person happy with someone else. If you can't see somebody you love happy with someone else, you truly don't love them.
That's so real.
You're just selfish
So
and want
keep
them
it
all
friendly.
to yourself.
I love that. Keep it friendly, sweetie, all across the board.
Keep it friendly.
I like that. Oh, man. Thank you so much for coming inside.
No problem.
This has been amazing. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. And if you want to write into our Positive Outcomes listener letters, please write in to keepitpositivesweetie@gmail.com. I cannot wait to hear from you guys. We've got more coming. Stay tuned. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all the things at Love Crystal Renee, and that's LUVCRYSTALRENEE. Sai, tell them where they can find you.
You can just Cyhi, CYHI, everything CYHI. Mr. EGOT on the way.
Yes, on the way.
2023, baby. When people say sex before marriage, that's not in the Bible.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Sexual immortality is in the Bible.
But sexual immortality is defined as having sex with someone that you're not married to. What makes a marriage official is sex.
The consummation.
That is why when Jesus, I love this.
Listen.
What
if you get there? Well, let me ask you a question.
No.
Okay.
Hey, espérate.
Okay.
Why do you think Jesus said to the woman that was a prostitute, you don't have one husband, you have many. Because the moment that she slept with all of those men, she was married to all of those men.
Okay, let me
and so by the understanding of that,